if you don't know yourself, there is no way you're going to help your child to care for them in the right way. What do I mean? Do you know the meaning of your name, for example? What does your name mean? What does your Hussein name mean? What does your surname mean? Before you give that name or that name to your child, do you know the meaning of the name? Many times just give the names and you don't know what the names mean. When I discovered the meaning of my name, it really pushed me, it tasked me to do very many things. So let's help identify the meaning of our names. Let's help our children know the meaning of their names. By doing so, it will help them discover themselves. Don't just give your child a name because it's got a grand, whatever the case may be. Why did that grand do before you give that name to that boy or girl? That's the question. Every family should have a vision. For you to be a good parent, for you to practice good parenting, your family should have a vision. What is the vision of your family? What is the mission of your family? What are the core values? What are the objectives? Is your family just moving? You people are just moving day and night, years are going, but no vision. Because you have to preach this vision to the family, to the children, so that they know. Remember when Joseph invited his father and his brothers to Egypt? Pharaoh asked the brothers of Joseph that, what is your work? They replied and said, we are shepherds. From our grandees we have been shepherds. The question is, thank you for parenting, but now the question is, what is the work of that family, of your family? Because when the children know that for us, our work is, for us, we have grown up, we are farmers, we are cattle keepers, for us, we are doctors, for us, something that is in line, so that every child who is born, there's something that we give them. Good parenting means that you should discover your strength as a family and your weaknesses as a family. For example, God forbid, if in your family you have a let's say not non-communicable disease, but a communicable disease. For example, sickle cells that can be transferred from one to another. It's always good for you to know, so that they know that, look, this is our weakness and this is how we should improve it. If you have talent, because everybody was given talent by God, everybody is talented. But now, when you look at the family of Kiprotich, you'll realize that they are going to be runners, they are athletes. When you look at the family of the late president of FUFA, Dennis Obuwa, his sons have been playing football. Mention them. So, this now, in our family, what do we do? What do we do so that you preach that gospel? Just an example of Madivan, for example. Madivan has been in sugar, in sweets, and whatever. They are based in ginger. But as we talk now, it's the grandchildren who are now enjoying. Now, the question is, thank you for the good parenting, but what lineage are you living? Because the Bible says, a good man leaves the inheritance to his children's children. Now, for you, you are parenting, which is okay. But what are you living for those children? Because if you are not leaving anything for your grandchildren, then your parenting has a problem. Because that's what the Bible says. So the question is, what are your strengths as a family? You have a vision. You have a mission. As a parent, have you discovered your three wise men? When I talk about maid, I'm not talking about, I mean, the Bible, I'm talking about the maid, awareness of female, male. Who are your three wise men? So that you preach that gospel to your children. So that your children know that, look, that one, in case of any problem, they will just run to him or her. But many times, we parents, we don't want to show our children the wise men of our family. We should show that by showing them, we shall be preaching that gospel to them that you should also have wise men. These are people who should be helping you in the case of any challenge. Who are your association? Who associates? Who are your friends? Do they add value to you? Because as a parent, by showing your children who your friends are, who your best friends are, you are preaching that gospel to them that, look, you should also have good friends. Because if your friends are not helping you, then how do you expect the children also to have friends that are going to help them? So help them discover who good friends are and why they should have good friends. By doing so, it will help them. As a parent, try to discover the parents of the friends of your children. So that when it's a visitation, when we go to school, ask your son, ask your daughter, who is your friend? That my friend is Herbert. Herbert, come. Where is your father? Where is your mother? You want to discover, you want to find out really, who are the parents of the other child, who is a friend to my child, or to my son, or to my daughter. By doing so, you will help them grow. You'll give them good advice. But when you just look on, even don't know who the friends are, even don't know who the parents are, then there's a problem. Your parent might fall prey to something. I guess we are together. Now, there is the issue of free food. And when it comes to parenting, most of us have fallen prey to this. Just tell me, how do you expect a son, a daughter of 20 years plus in your house? Why are you keeping them in your house? Now, it's not the devil. It's not because God is bad, but it's you, the parent, who is doing a disservice to them. Whenever we give our children free food, whenever we give them free water, free accommodation, we are doing a disservice to them. At 20 years, I don't expect your son, your daughter to be in the house. What are they doing in the house? Because at 20 years, I believe they should have finished at this school. If they have not finished school, then at least they are almost done. Why should they come back? Do what? What happens is we have our baby, we have our 4-year, 5-year. She only wants to watch cartoons. Now this one with a big voice, you say, bring the remote, I want to watch news on whatever television. Let them go away. The fact is, when you read the Bible, you realize that God gave manna to the Israelites. They ate and became full, and they even lost manners. So because you are giving this boy free food, you are giving them free accommodation, you are giving them free water, free everything, they are not going to use their brain. At the end of the day, they start saying, the kings of so and so are not doing anything worth. But the reason is, the problem is your parenting. So let's ensure that at least by 20 years, because by 20 years, this boy, this girl can stand in a line to vote their best president. By 18 years, they are ready to vote. If he's joining the army, by 18 years, they don't need consent from daddy, from mommy. They'll just go. That's why I always tell people that I wish I could become the president of Uganda. We could improve a lot when it comes to parenting. How? Every child who clocks 18, will take him over to Kabanga. We need to discipline them. So that at the end of the day, when they come back, they know how to respect. They know how to work hard. Many parents are not encouraging your children to work hard. Reason being, you see, this son of ours, you see, my daughter, you see, I don't want my daughter to suffer. Like the way he suffered. The Bible says, I knew you before you were formed. So he has a program for this child. I'm not saying don't guide them, but make sure that you make them also become independent. As a father, as a mother, have a task of ensuring that your child, your son, your daughter grows into a responsible person. It's not anybody else's task. It's not the president's task, not the MP's task, or the neighbor's task. Ensure that you do your work. Without doing your work, then the world will help them. And when the world helps them, you will see the repercussion will be negative. As a parent, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? As a parent, try to understand the language of your children. Many times I tell parents that, look, it's not that many parents will say, you see, in literally Lugano, you see, I'm not to know. The secret of these days, my thinking is, and my principle is, there is no child who can defeat a parent. There's no child who can defeat a parent. It's the parent who defeats the child, or who fails the child. It's you who is going to fail your child, not your child failing you. Because you are the one who's supposed to give them guidance. But many times we are leaving these kids to the house managers, because for us we are busy. We are busy preparing for them, we are not preparing the children. So let us ensure that at least we know our weaknesses, we know our strength when it comes to parenting. So that we ensure that even these kids also get to know their strength and then their weaknesses. By doing so, the world will be a better place.